Hello, everybody. This is episode number 66 of the Overkill Podcast. I am your host, Iron Meta Frankie, and I'm here with...
BDK10 baby. Yeah.
Yes, folks, yes. And we were sick last week, so we're doing 2 episodes to catch up. I'm really excited for this one. This one has a lot of interesting stuff. We missed a ton of news over the past 2 weeks. More than I expected, honestly. There's just been so much stuff going on. I've really had to pick and choose what YouTube videos I watch and what YouTube videos I don't watch. Yeah. We're here. I guess let's get into it.
Yeah, do you want me to go first, I guess?
Yeah, let's do it.
So, I'm a big fan of Nintendo music, specifically Animal Crossing. But not just that, sometimes I like to listen to some Mario Odyssey and definitely some Zelda in there too. Well, this news actually came out a few months ago by this point, November 2024. And Nintendo released a music app on October 30th, and
Wow.
it's it encompasses a lot of their games. You have Mario, Donkey Kong, Animal Crossing, Zelda, Pikmin, and Metroid. The
So
thing
it's all
is,
official?
yeah, it's official music. The only problem is I believe it uses the OST versions instead of the actual video game music version. So instead of using the one that's in the game, it uses the OST version. So it's a little lesser quality. So if you're someone who's really anal about audio, I know a lot of people don't like the Nintendo Music app, just because it's not like the actual original music, it's the OST version.
Yeah, makes sense.
And also, this is a lot of the reason why I believe they were taking down those people's uploads of their music from YouTube and such. And I don't know, I find it interesting that Nintendo decided to go with their own music platform instead of just releasing it on Spotify or the other big platforms. It's kind of interesting to me that
does
they would do
seem a
that.
little strange, huh?
Yeah. Also, they you have to pay for the Nintendo Online subscription to get access to any of their music. So that's fun too. If you're not a Nintendo Online member, you don't get to use the app basically. So yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Really dumb.
Mm-hmm.
Nintendo have been making a lot of dumb moves recently.
I'm not surprised. I didn't even know this app existed, though. Did we ever cover this before? I don't think so.
I don't think we did, but I just learned about it a few hours ago, and I was like, well, that's interesting.
It says version 1.0.1, so it must be really, really early on.
Yeah.
All right. Well, weird.
Yeah, we can move on if you want.
Why not just upload your music to Apple Music and Spotify under Nintendo Music or whatever? But all right, you know what I mean? Or no?
Yeah, I
Is
know.
is that too scorched earth for him? You think?
Too hard for Nintendo to understand.
Yeah,
they have to control every aspect.
they
of
gotta
how
make their own
is
music app.
Yeah.
I guess on to our next story. The Genshin voice actors, the English ones. So I'm gonna try to make this short and sweet and cover the big points. Ooh, it's getting late. I'm yawning. Essentially, in the U.S., there is a union called SAG-AFTRA. SAG-AFTRIA. I don't remember what it stands for. Let me see if I can look it up.
It's like the Actors Guild, right?
Yeah, it is.
It's for like voice actors and
Yeah.
music artists.
Oh, here we go. Screen Actors Guild, American Federation of Television and Radio Artists.
Yeah.
It is one of the original unions for actors. It is very old. It is very respected. It is, yeah, it's up there as far as like being respected in a very liberal place like Hollywood, California. Anyways, long story short, there is games called Genshin Impact and Zenless Zone Zero, which are both gachas, and they're made by MiHoYo. And then there is a game called Nikke, which is a game that I've been playing, which is like a 2D shooter where hot girls hide behind cover, and then they pop out to shoot enemies, and then they hide behind cover. A lot of booba, a lot of booty, covered up, but there. And all of these games rely on attractive characters with good voice acting, whether it be in Japanese, Korean, English, German, Russian. The women of these games are very attractive, very hot. And what had happened is essentially the SAG-AFTRA guild members that were voice actors and did work on MiHoYo basically told MiHoYo, you will agree to our terms or we will strike and make your life hell. And then they presented to the public that the only terms were they wanted protections against AI and having their voices put into an AI emulator and basically recreated. But what they really wanted was higher pay. The way that a union game works in the US, at least for SAG-AFTRA, is that all English voice actors have to be from the union. Otherwise, anyone that's not in the union can do up to 3 roles in different games before they are forced to join the union if they want to work on another union game. Essentially, the union is kind of like a mafia that keeps you involved within the ecosystem of games that they're involved in. And basically, a bunch of these VAs tried to get the public on their side, saying that MiHoYo was going to mistreat them and that all they wanted was AI protections. When in reality, it's a lot more than that. They wanted to screw over all of the non-union voice actors and basically make the game union. I guess what I wanted to get out of this is, I guess on a side note, most of you probably know this if you're listening to this podcast. This is a deep cut podcast anyways. There is a guy that is from, he is a Japanese English speaker. He is a Japanese American, I believe, but he lives in Japan. And he took the job as one of the voice actors for Genshin Impact for a new character. And these union voice actors basically have been attacking him on Twitter for months, calling him a traitor, calling him this, calling him that. Getting all these union supporters to harass him. I guess what I wanted to kind of comment on here is like, how do you feel about unions and what do you think of them being involved in gaming? I don't know if you have any strong opinions on this, but I guess I figured we'd talk about
it. Yeah, for the most part, whenever it comes to just like working any job, I actually think unions are a pretty good idea because they help protect like the workers. And generally, I think like unions are, they just help from mistreat. They're supposed to help people not get mistreated, but sometimes I think
unions.
I know. I think that might be the only like weird thing that because I think whenever you're talking about unions, it's more of like a liberal thing. And generally, I'm more conservative. But I think, I don't know. I think it's better to have like a little bit of protection from companies. Of course, I think it's wrong that guy's getting harassed, and they should do something about that. But you know,
Yeah.
also
Wow, I
that's
wasn't ready
interesting.
for that.
Yeah, that
Shit.
is interesting. So basically, if you work for more than 3 of the games that this union, I guess, is a part of, you have to join it.
Yeah. It's kind of strange. Because I'll be honest with you, I haven't looked into the exact details of the contract because it's a lot of words and I've got other stuff on the brain. But yes, essentially how it works, there's a rule, I don't remember the name, but if so, let's say there are 4 union games, all right, or sorry, 3 union games, and there are 4 games that this independent voice actor is going to work on. Well, he will. Let's say the first game he works on is a union game, but he's the non-union guy. That's fine. They still let him do it. The second game is not a union game, and he's also not a union guy, so he does it. I think it's 3 games in a year or 3 games in 2 years, and the third game's a union game. He's a non-union guy. The fourth game's a union game. He's a non-union guy. That's fine. But if he works on a fifth game that is a union game, he is forced to pay the $4,000 SAG after fee and is essentially forced to join the union if he wants the job. Um, I
Right.
strongly disagree with unions because of this principle. They often have it's often a idea that works out that is ideal in a vacuum, but as soon as it's put out in the real world, it is um, pretty flawed in practice, and I think this is one of them. Um, but yeah, that's how it works. There's also some weird stuff. They're bullying this guy, but he's not even in America, and the union is only in America. It can't extend outside of America, so it's really really
Yeah,
strange.
I've I see. I think he has like Nepali or Indian text. Is that the guy that they're bullying?
Um, I don't think so. He's Japanese.
No, different guy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I see. Interesting. I haven't really seen too much of this situation, but yeah, I mean, again, I would have to look into the exact union and all that, because the general ones that like I agree with are like I know certain companies, like certain grocery stores. If you like are full time employee, you have to join a union or something like that, or like they try to get you to join it. Whereas like if you're part time, you can't join it or something like that. Yeah, that's the only ones that I know of. I haven't looked into like the big, broader picture of what unions exactly entail. I'm not politically tapped in, you know.
You're not. You're not. You're not like me. You're not brain rotted. I don't know. I just think it's kind of cringe. A lot of the community for these gotcha games is saying, honestly, fire all the union employees and just hire someone new that's non-union instead of making MiHoYo games union games, which is kind of based. I think. I mean, you can support unions or whatever, but I think it's pretty based that everyone in the community has united together and has told these voice actors that think their shit doesn't stink to rethink their ideas. Um, I guess the Nikkei game that I've been playing, the main character is voiced by a union actress who has been really loud and annoying, and people are calling for her removal and firing, and then having her lines re-recorded by a new actress as well. So everyone in the gotcha community is very anti-union, which I thought was interesting.
Ooh, I guess we can move on if you want to. I think we've maybe covered this game. I'm not too sure. Um, but I know I've been following it for a couple of years. We might have covered it quite a long time ago. But there's like the Stardew Valley. A lot of people compare it to Animal Crossing 2.
Mm-hmm.
And in this article, they also say that it's kind of like Minecraft. I think it's more similar like New Horizons.
I can see
And
that.
it's this indie game called Dinkum, and it was released, I believe, like a year or two ago in early access, but it's finally coming out early access this month. And you know, also with this, you the developer has confirmed that it's going to be coming to consoles as well. And there's also going to be other languages. Um, and he says he'll let everyone know if anything changes. But yeah, it's a very cutesy game. You just walk around, you chop trees, you gather resources. I believe you can like build a house, and you can. I believe you have other NPCs that you can talk to. But I believe it's much more like free roam compared to Animal Crossing or Stardew.
Yeah, it looks a lot more. It's a lot more unnoted. It's a lot more. Hmm. Yeah, it looks a lot more open world than Stardew. It really does look like a Stardew Minecraft like bastardization.
Yeah,
To be honest
you
with
can.
you, if you
Yeah,
mix the two.
you can fish. You can fight crocodiles if you want. You can make a tent, and it looks like you can have people move in and like create your own town. There's different fish. You know, it's a very chill game.
Yeah, that
Um,
works. Yeah, that works.
you know, it's your basic chill out chore game.
Man. All right.
But I love those kinds of games. I've been wanting to get
Been
back into
grinding
Animal
them?
Crossing. Hmm?
So you've been
I've been
grinding
want
those kind of games again?
No, I started playing Animal Crossing totally legally on my computer, the original one. And I don't know, I've just been listening to a ton of the music.
It was actually
So,
released on the computer originally, if I remember.
really?
No, I'm being stupid.
Oh. I was like, what? I was like, I'm pretty sure it was released on the N64, but okay.
It was. It was. Just being a fucking idiot.
Yeah, I've been wanting to get back into I want to do New Horizons, maybe start a new island with the Switch too. I don't know.
Pace. Um,
I guess we can move on to
I
Borderlands has
guess
been
so.
harvesting data, huh?
This game is very strange. Very strange. Yes. This new story is kind of a recent one that I was looking into, baby. If you boot up any of the Borderlands games, even the spin-offs, you will be asked to sign a new EULA agreement. This new EULA basically says that it's okay that they harvest your data and sell it. It happens anytime that one of your games connects to an internet connection, and it will not let you play the game if you do not agree. And this is all because Take Two bought whatever the company was that owned Borderlands in
Gearbox.
2024. Yes, they bought Gearbox in 2024, and this is their adjustment to the Borderlands franchise and every game that is a spinoff.
Mm.
People right now are mass deleting Borderlands out of stubbornness. Now, a lot of people, to be honest, a lot of people that are still playing Borderlands 1 and 2 by now, they're probably diehard fans, so I give them about a week before they reinstall Borderlands. But they have uninstalled it out of principle for now. We will watch them re-download it in a week, anyways. Am I off base
Nice.
on that? No.
Nah, bro. I don't know
Um,
if you're, dude. If you're playing the original Borderlands and the second one too, bro, you're probably not tapped into anything, bro. You probably don't even know about this news.
yeah, they know about Borderlands 3, and yeah, it's pretty tough. It's pretty tough. But yeah, there is a few lawsuits that have been filed, and a few people pretty mad. We'll see how that follows through. But that has been a big riot against Take Two recently.
Mm. I see. So what? So how are they exactly stealing data? Is it just like taking the
Just email login.
uh
Just email and it just says that they can collect it and resell it. I believe they can. Shit, I'd have to look more into it, but I believe they can sell your name, address, email, etc. to marketers. Typical Google type shit.
they basically changed their EULA or
Uh
whatever.
huh. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're agreeing to a new EULA when you log in.
I mean, yeah, I think in the grand scheme of things, most of this won't really matter because, people are addicted to their game, and
Yeah,
so
I mean, if
they're
you're
just
still
gonna
playing
keep playing.
Borderlands 2, you're long gone.
Yeah. So I
You're
don't know.
you're
I
in a
don't think
different
this really
universe.
matters too
Yeah.
much. Um, I guess we move on to this game that was announced
Uh
and
huh.
released
I'm
very
good. Take it
very
away.
fast. I had no idea this was coming out. I don't know if this was announced like a couple months ago or something like this, but Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion was remastered, given a new coat of paint. For the most part, from what I can tell, I never played the original. We're not big Elder Scrolls fans over here on the Overkill podcast. Um, but I watched this guy's video and he's played the original and he says it's pretty much he calls it a remaster instead of a reimagining. So yeah, I think what he means by that is it's basically the same game with updated graphics, and from what I can tell, that seems to be the case. I believe the original one was in the Bethesda engine, and this new one is in Unreal 5, so there is some differences. Um, Other than that, though, I mean, yeah, it's just a graphical update for a beloved game that a lot of people enjoyed. Would you be interested in buying this, or um, I don't know? What are your thoughts? Have you heard anything about it? Anything good, bad? Oh,
Yes.
he's not here.
Yes, I'm back. I'm back. I've seen some stuff on it. Everyone kind of looks like Ron Perlman if you want to look that up. The character creator has some controversy as well. You didn't mention there is now body type
Oh,
1 and body type 2. Body
bro.
type 1 is a man, and body type 2 is a woman. In the original, it was male and female. And now we are at body type 1 and body type 2. So, gone woke. Anyways,
Ooh.
It seems like it runs really well. They've taken out a lot of the jank, so maybe that's a negative for you. Maybe that's positive. Would I be open to buying it? I would, but I want to play the original first. Because I really want to feel some of that jank. And I don't know, maybe I'm crazy for that, but I feel like that's part of the Oblivion experience.
Yeah, I
Am
get
I
that.
crazy for that?
No, I get that. I think plus with the original, you get that charm of just, you know, the old models and the horrible animations.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you get to play the game in its original form, right? Like the most unchanged, pure form. I mean, if you look at the combat, though, you know, it's Elder Scrolls. To me, it's I don't know, it's not interesting enough. Um, I played Skyrim, and that wasn't uh very fun. I'm sure. I know we had another episode where we talked about Skyrim and gave our opinions, and we're not big fans of these types of games, so
Mm.
I doubt we'll buy
Yeah.
it. But I know a lot of our friends are soing out right now over this game.
Yeah. Maybe we'll ask them and talk about it next episode. But not really our cup of tea. Not really our cup of tea. I guess we can move on. The new iDubbbz content cop. I at least just want to touch on this for like 5 minutes. It is about
Saw it,
Ethan Klein.
or I saw the thumbnail. I didn't click on it because I know iDubbbz is kind of cringe now. So
Yeah, well, you wouldn't be wrong. It was basically an hour and a half of iDubbbz sewing out about Ethan Klein's support of Israel, being a Jew, in the Israel-Palestine conflict, and all that's like whatever. And he basically teamed up with everyone that hates Ethan's guts, Hassan, Denims, Frogan. I forget the black guy's name. Sean the Black, I believe, and there was a guy they left out. His name is Bad Empanada. Ethan's former friend, Ian, teamed up with all these people, and Bad Empanada was a guy that tried to get Ethan's kids taken away by CPS because his kids got giardia, and giardia is a very common thing that happens to toddlers in a house with animals. Ethan famously has a puppy that, obviously has accidents and shits on the floor. And so even if you clean up the shit and you like put Windex or Clorox on it, there can still be shit. And it's very common for a house that has a puppy and a kid to get giardia because it comes from the puppy's shit. So, anyways, CPS was called because of this guy, Bad Empanada, who is not in the iDubbbz video, but Denims basically platformed this guy, and then she was in the video with iDubbbz, and then Frogan famously said that she would recreate a cake with the 9/11 planes and the Twin Towers, and that all veterans deserve PTSD. And then, of course, Hassan famously with his America Deserved 9/11, that the war veteran deserved to get his eye hole fucked by a terrorist, and all of his other comments regarding American veterans and people like that. So, anyways, Ian teamed up with all these people. It's an hour video of yapping about fucking nothing, and Ian basically siding with these people and telling Ethan to go fuck off and that Ethan's a horrible person. Ethan's only response was that he's wrong, and all of the clips that he pulled have been from the podcast they did the night that CPS came and visited them. All this to say, the new content cop was not a content cop at all, but rather a political commentary I actually have a few of the content cop videos, probably, I think I have 8 or 10 saved to my PC because I was going to make an iDubbbz video one day. And I have the old content cops that he has removed because he's embarrassed by the series. I have to say, the old content cops were never political hit pieces. They were never a I'm better than you. They were always a meta commentary on another creator and the issues they were causing with the platform and with their fans. Um, all of that to say, it was one of the worst videos I've ever seen. It was so boring. I've watched it twice and I still don't give a shit. Um, H3H3, even though his pivot from more kind of center right, anti woke to general liberal has been, and then pivot away from the left back to center again. Even though all of that has occurred, I'll say H3's content has gotten better, and Ethan looks like a fool. I guess I kind of wanted to cover this topic because he also does a boxing match called Creator Clash. And Creator Clash is 2 months away, and it looks like it's going to be a failure. Only half the tickets are sold. Um, Jake Paul has set his event on the same day. UFC was always conflicting on that day, so all three of the promotions are fighting for the same day. The last time Ian and Anissa, his wife, did this event, they lost money because they mismanaged it. All of this is to say that, man, these great old creators have fallen. I mean, Ian used to be a funny guy, and now he's just unable to make or take a joke. And I guess my question is it?
What's going on? I don't know.
That's a cat. Is it? I don't know. Is old YouTube dead?
Yeah, bro. It's
Is
been dead
iDubbbz
for a
dead?
while.
Man.
Dude, iDubbbz, I've watched so much like hang content on him from Kino Casino. And yeah, I mean most of his stuff is like pretty cringe. And the stuff the stuff that was the stuff that I didn't like from iDubbbz was his old content cops. I forgot that he even removed all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because that's kind of shocking to me. But yeah, I haven't had time to watch this new video. I'm sure what you said is pretty accurate because a lot of his content now has shifted from being about like the creator space and about using the like people using their platform responsibly and all that sort of stuff, and it's shifted from that to now just being generally just political, and I don't like to watch that stuff. Um, at least not from a creator on YouTube.
Right. They're dumb. It's like getting your news from a journalist or just from some guy on the street, really.
Yes.
All right. Well, I guess while we're here, I do want to talk about um, more recently. I've been studying for my exam, and a lot of my friends have backed off, giving me time to study. Um, it has been interesting because that has given me more time to play single player games. And honestly, there's a lot I want to play. Have you been experiencing this? The urge to play different games recently, especially single player ones, or is it just me?
Oh no, definitely for sure. I've been playing a lot. I've been playing a lot of multiplayer, but I don't know. I do want to get back into single player.
Mm.
Um, multiplayer is fun to play with like friends. So like if all of us are online, I think we should do some multiplayer stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. The guys haven't been on in a while, you know.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I definitely been wanting to get back into. I was playing Animal Crossing earlier, like this morning, but yeah, Animal Crossing definitely one I want to get back into. Enter the Gungeon. I don't know why,
Hmm.
but we should. We definitely need to play that co-op together, bro.
Damn. Yeah, we
um,
do.
there's so many games. I got Celeste too. I haven't even touched. Um, yeah, just a bunch of single player games.
Yeah. Mm.
Also,
There's a
it's
ton of them,
nice.
bro.
It's nice to play a game
Endless
that you can
time.
just like chill out and not think about anything. You not think about the world. It's good
Yeah,
escapism.
I think as we've gotten older too, it's a lot easier to spend time with people in person. And then whenever no one can hang out, that's a good time to play games. But maybe that's a nuclear take. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's how it is. Well, I think that's been it for the podcast.
Yeah,
It's been your boy Kirby DK10. Peace.
it's been your boy Iron Meta. I've been cleaning up a spill. Peace.